Hey guys, what's up? This is Jim here, and today I have the tutorial for the LEGO AAC Honey Badger. So, this has definitely taken me a really long time to make. This video has been tried to record several ways, by the way. But I've had to go in to change a couple of things on the Honey Badger, such as the magazine release and the suppressor attachments, because apparently the suppressor wasn't actually attached, which I realized halfway into the last video that I tried to make for this. So yeah, now every complication should be fixed, except one tiny one down here, which I'll just fix. But anyways, people have been asking, like, why don't you just release the files? And the reason why I don't release the files is because there's so many little things that I have to explain because of the weird techniques that I use when I build. But let's hope that we'll keep that to a minimal. So yeah, also by the end I will make sure to show you guys a alternate front sight, because not many people have this piece. So yeah, anyways, let's just go with it. It's just gonna take a while to generate the building guide, but we'll let it take its sweet time, because this is a sweet build and it's definitely something that you will want to make. This video will be quite long. It may end up being about 30 minutes, which means that it could possibly take you more than a day to create this gun, because you have to look for pieces, then you have to create it, then you have to pause the video, look at the video, pause the video, and yeah, this will be a process, but it will hopefully be worth it for you guys in the end when you make this gun. So yeah, this is something that people have also been really wanting, and I'm also creating a AK-47. If you haven't seen on my channel, I'm creating an AK, and we're gonna make building instructions for that as well. So yeah, LDD is kind of gonna be like a future thing that I'm gonna use a lot for showing you guys how I build my guns and all that. So I'll also live stream, which is the thing that I've started doing now. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much everything I was gonna say. Not really too many other things. So yeah, just gonna wait for it to complete. And there we go, it's finally completed. So now we can get started on the gun. If I would have remembered to tab in here. So this will be the piece that will lock in your stock. I'll show you near the end where you put this in. So yeah, let's just leave that to the side. This is going to be the stock. I decided not to include the middle position that I had in my Honey Badger video, because it's just not realistic to the actual Honey Badgers, so I decided to keep it to the realistic. So yeah. And of course, you don't have to use the exact same pieces that I've used. You can improvise if you have to, and you of course don't have to make it in the right colors. So take for example these pieces on the middle. You don't really need them. If you have a limited amount of these pieces, then number one, you don't have to use them on the stock, and if you do have them, then you can have them. You can just not have them in the middle, because you don't need to. I just do it for the looks, and because I have the pieces for that in LED. So yeah. And that is the stock. So we'll also put that to the side, because that can also be put in by the end. So this is the charging handle. This will also be put in by the end, because you can't put this in unless you've made a bolt. So yeah. There's the charging handle. Again, this is made differently from real life because I just didn't have the pieces. So, yeah. That's what it's supposed to look like. So, put that to the side. Then we can begin on the magazine. And it's also very important to keep that 1x2 hole right here because that's going to be for the magazine release. So that's the magazine. What you will have to do is clip these together. And of course make sure that the magazine doesn't break while you're doing it. But you basically have to clip it together because I can't do that in LTD. So that's pretty much a mag. You'll have to wait with putting that in until you're done with the gun. So this is the grip, which will be slightly complicated, so same goes for what I said with the stock in the middle here. You don't have to have these. But again, what you may notice with this is that I haven't made it the same way as I have in real life. That's because I didn't have the pieces. But I know that most people probably have these pieces more than 4, which is what I have. I only have 4. But this is how I would make the grip if I would have had those pieces. So, yeah. And this is beginning on the lower receiver. That is where your rubber band would attach. Now LED has made some pieces floating here, but that's pretty much the trigger guard, and this piece is used to stop the trigger so that it doesn't go too far forwards. So there's the trigger, and I guess LEDs just can leave it floating. So there we go. There we go. Here it actually constructs it. That's great. So that's how you make the trigger, and how you would attach the rubber band for the trigger would be you would have to take this plate off, or this piece off, so that you could then put the rubber band in there, and then you thread it around and put it in there. And then you can cover it up. So this is one side of the ambidextrous fire selector. You don't have to make it in ambidextrous, but I did because it's realistic. So if you're wondering what this is going to be, this is basically going to be the transaction to the 5-stud wide magwell. So this is the magazine release. You would have a spring right here, or I'll show you when it's built completely, because LDD has decided to make it in an interesting way, so it's not going to be completed until a little bit later. Same with the other side of the fire selector. There it is. See what's going on back there. So right here is where you would put in the piece that you made at first. So you would just slip that in right here with the 2x2, no, 2x4 plate sticking out here. So then it would be a 1x4 plate that would basically be sticking out on this side. So just make sure that you don't get that wrong. So that is pretty much the back piece of the stock piece finished. And here it goes, completing the magazine release. So you need two of the pieces up here that you can see there, and they're going to be put on like that basically. And then you're going to have a 1x1 plate in there. It doesn't have to be a 1x1 plate like a square, it can be a stud. And then on here, this piece is going to be there. One thing you have to be very careful with is right here, where this open places, you're supposed to have a spring. So if you have a spring that can fit over a Technic axle, you're going to have that in there, and then you'll be able to press that, and that's going to retract the magazine release. But if you don't have one of those springs, or if it would as well pop this piece off, then you'll maybe have to cut off the spring a little bit so that it wouldn't be too strong. And also you may just reconsider actually having a spring in there, because not everyone has a big enough spring for that. So yeah. So right here is the bolt catch. Hopefully you can see right here what's happening. I have no idea why it decides to build the magwell while building the bolts. It's just LED. Anyways, this is where you would attach your rubber band for the bolt. I'd highly recommend getting the rubber band completely attached to everything before you bother covering everything up, because then it's going to be way easier for you when you like complete it. So when you build the bolt complete and you've got the piece that should come right about there. So when you attach your rubber band from the inside there to there, then you can basically remove the roof that you built and then lay the charging handle right in there, then cover it up again, and then continue on building. Note, the charging handle is not supposed to have a rubber band on it. It's only this. But the charging handle will still retract with the bolt. So, don't worry about that. So basically right here, this nub is for your suppressor to attach, which is coming right here. So we didn't see what happened there. It's basically a plate and then brackets. You can see on the other side there. So this piece I will show a substitute for when we're done. So this is optional on your gun, which is doing the flaring on the magwells. I didn't have that because I didn't have like 1,000 of these pieces and these pieces, but basically what flaring does on real guns is to make it easier to put the magazine into the magwell. So it's basically sloped on the insides. So this is the dust cover that attaches on like that. And this is aspiring artist's rear sight design that he sent me. And basically you're done. So then what you want to do is slide your stock in. So you have to push this button in, you put this plate in, then you like push the button in, then you slide your stock in, then you push in on the other side, then that locks the stock in. And then of course you want to attach your charging handle, so you open up the top, lay that on top, and cover it up again, and it should work. So now your magazine should be clipped together. You can you have to press the magazine release, then you can slide the magazine in. When you know it's in, let go of the magazine release, it will lock in, and yeah, hopefully your sights will fold as well. So that is pretty much it for the instructions. So now I will teach you guys how to make a quick substitute for this sight right here. So basically what you will do is, well, first I'm just going to take this piece so that I can see how tall it has to be. So you will take 2 of those plates, stack them on top of each other, then get a 1x1 plate, put that in the middle, and get some 1x1 bricks, put on the sides, then stack up some plates on there. Then you grab one of these 1x1 hook pieces and you put that on the inside. So if you don't have 2 of these 1x1 plates, you can basically do it simple and take 2 of these roof tile cheese slopes, as many people call them, and basically use those. So now if we take this, we get up on the gun, then we remove this piece, if we are allowed to. There we go. So if we take that off, then we can take this piece and put it on, hopefully. There we go. And then you can put that right on, and that's gonna work equally as well. Or if you prefer that look, then you can just keep that, but I prefer the design that I used myself, which is this one. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you enjoy your Honey Badger. If you do have some problems with it, then make sure to let me know in the comments, and then I will make sure to try to help you as best as I can. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this down below, and maybe suggest some more guns for me to make, and some more guns that you guys want to see tutorials for. It can't be too many complicated guns, but the AK-47 tutorial will come up as soon as I'm done with the actual gun. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys. Goodbye.